Hello, I'm Igor and you're watching Understanding Russian Christianity. Let me tell you who I am, why I'm talking about Russian Christianity and what this channel is about. First, I am Igor Mikeshin, a Russian-born, Finland-based university researcher in the study of religion. Trained as a sociologist and social anthropologist, I've been studying different Christian communities in Russia for 15 years. I've conducted long fieldwork projects with different Christian communities. For example, for my PhD dissertation, I spent weeks and sometimes months in different rehabilitation facilities for people with drug and alcohol addictions run by the Russian Baptist Church. At the University of Helsinki, I continue my research on the subject, and I teach Christianity in Russia in the context of history and culture. Second, what is this channel about? It is sometimes difficult to get my point across when it is about the religion my listeners belong to. Any critical remark might be perceived as an attack, and any discussion about the truth claims of that religion may be seen as a theological statement. Let's make things clear. I am a secular researcher, a social scientist. I'm not a theologian and not a Christian believer myself, and hence I do not discuss the validity and authenticity of the core beliefs of any Christian community I talk about. I do not know and I cannot know which of the Christian churches got it right. I often talk about beliefs and claims of different Christian groups or individuals because it's important, but I myself don't know if they're true or not. Even when it comes to things I can know, such as how people live and what they say or do, you may disagree with me, and I might be wrong. I never intentionally lie to you, but my sources might be wrong sometimes. So, what are my sources? When I talk about certain people or events, I mostly rely on my own research and research of my colleagues, who have been there, talked to people, spent many months in the archives, and are renowned experts in their fields. Of course, I interpret the facts, and you may disagree with my interpretation. However, I always try my best to show why I interpret them in the way I do, and what I base my assumptions on. In other words, you don't have to agree with me, but I never lie to you. Next, am I a pro-Russia, pro-Ukraine, pro-West, or anything like that? No. This is a more difficult point because unlike religious convictions, I have my own opinions on politics and emotional investment in the current situation. Again, I try my best to mention my own biases, but I cannot get rid of them completely. I am Russian, born and raised in Leningrad, St. Petersburg. My whole family is Russian. I love the country, love her people, and adore the culture. At the same time, I hate the politics and the situation Russia has gotten herself into for the last 100 years or more. For many generations now, most Russians who stood out somehow, whether it was science, culture, business, religion, or simply free thinking, were either silenced, put behind bars, executed, or exiled. I have been a part of one of the waves of immigration from Russia that luckily predated the COVID pandemic and war. So, am I pro-Russian or pro-Ukrainian? I love both countries, although only one of them is my home. It's true that Ukrainian politics and society are rotten with corruption. Some of the political decisions have been a complete disaster, and Ukraine is a pawn in the big game between Russia and the West. However, attacking Ukraine, killing civilians, destroying infrastructure, occupying Ukrainian lands, to say nothing about slaying hundreds of thousands of young military men on both sides, is a great atrocity. Feel free to label me as you like. Lastly, who pays me? Obviously, I do my university work for a salary, mostly spent on feeding my family. As for this YouTube channel, No religious or political body has ever paid me to express their opinions. The only money I get from this YouTube is your generous support, YouTube monetization, and book sales. If you value what I do and want to support me, you can do so absolutely for free by subscribing to the channel and engaging with my videos. If you feel like supporting me even further, there is a paid subscription to the channel with a symbolic price of a cup of coffee. And lastly, you are always absolutely welcome to buy my book, available as a Kindle, paperback or hardcover on Amazon. If you already have, please leave a review. Thank you for being such a great audience, and I'll see you again on Understanding Russian Christianity.